I was up late last night, and I'm going to pay for it today. Let's go.
On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning, Kevin Durant. You should have left California.
This Bronxexual upset me in having to bring this teenage idiot from Wisconsin into a sports conversation. Are you really surprised that the Cowboys are giving up on Ezekiel Elliott?
Whoa. Hell no! Well, no one cares about baseball.
Bitch, are you for real?
Started. Good morning. Welcome to the fabulous, fantastic, freaky football Friday edition of Snowman in the Morning. And I jokingly say I'm doing this without caffeine. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Snowman in the Morning, where we are going to celebrate a birthday today, which means everything, well, almost everything, is going to be off the rails and off the board. And now we pause for a moment of silence for the Atlanta Hawks. Ready? And pull. Trash. Ready? And pull. Trash. Ready? And pull. Trash. And we do the same for the Winnipeg Jets in their 5-game loss to the Vegas Golden Knights. Ready? And pull. Trash. Ready? And pull. Trash. Ready? And pull. Trash. And Sick Diggie's at it already. This Friday edition of Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson is brought to you by Drowsy Later, the energy drink to pull an all-nighter. Work now, drowsy later. I wish. Well, for those of you that tuned in to our coverage of the NFL draft last night, we thank you. I went as far as I could before my body almost literally said, go to bed. I listened. I listened. And thank you, Sick Diggy, for joining us. Also, Victor Locke, who joined us last night. Freakazoid Friday. See, why'd you put this cartoon in my head, Victor? Now I'm going to have to play it. Doggone you. Doggone you, Victor, for putting this cartoon in my head.
Super team extraordinaire, Freakazoid.
Freakazoid runs around in underwear. Freakazoid. This is Washington, D.C. Freakazoid, and I something better song to do. Freakazoid.
I blame you, Victor, for putting this cartoon theme in my head.
Textbook, casebook, Sigmund Freud. Freakazoid.
Check out Dexter Douglas, your computer ace. When surfing on the internet, he was out to cyberspace. He turned into the Freakazoid, who's strong and super freak. He drives them nuts crazy, don't see them lunatic.
This is a minute well used. Nah, that was the that was the audio version of "Go to Sleep" by Samuel L. Jackson. I wish. But it wasn't Samuel L. telling me to go to sleep. It was my wife telling me to go to sleep. And she's feeling a little better. She's not all the way back yet, but she did go to work this morning, and she says, thank you to everyone for all the prayers and well wishes. Oh boy. Now Ryan's got an ad for me. Today's edition of Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson is brought to you by Kapow Espresso. When you need that extra punch for your morning boost, trust in Kapow Espresso. I could use some Kapow Espresso right about now. I really could. But for those of you who tuned in to our draft coverage last night, thank you very, very much. And we're gonna go over parts of the NFL draft, but we have a little bit of morning business we like to call the whip around. Lamar Jackson got paid. He finally got his deal from the Baltimore Ravens, and his deal is 5 years and $260 million. Boy, I got some thoughts about that. With a lot of it guaranteed up front. Well, he saw the $52 million per year is the base salary. And now let's say good morning and happy 50th birthday to the one and only Cole Johnson. Happy birthday, my friend.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, man.
Your mic.
Day.
Your mic.
Oh, shoot.
You switch the mic. See, you're making. I mean this kiddingly because I love doing the show. You're making me work, man.
Good.
Good.
I need to keep this setting. No.
Shut up.
Hold on.
It's Cole's 50th birthday. And like I said, this show's going to be off the rails all morning.
Let's try this again.
There you go. There we got it.
Yeah.
Now, I did this for you in honor of the Atlanta Hawks 6-game loss to the Boston Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
A moment of silence. Ready? And pull. Trash. Ready? And pull. Trash. Ready? And pull. Trash. And for Ryan, I'll do this again. The Winnipeg Jets are now out. Ready? And pull. Trash. Ready? And pull. Trash.
Well, speaking of that, Ryan, I guess you're happy considering that the Devils are now up 3-2 to the Rangers.
Paging
they've
won
Agent
straight. Wise.
Yeah, they've won 3 straight. So
Yeah. The Devils have won 3 in a row. They lead that series. And man, I had a lot of fun last night.
Talk about last night.
Let's see. Lamar Jackson got paid. Victor showed up. Ben showed up. We had King Dog and Al from Kansas City.
Oh, they made an appearance too?
They made an appearance.
Cool. Cool. How's Kansas City? How are they saying Kansas City is?
I don't think they stopped eating yet. But it was louder than hell at Union Station in Kansas City.
I bet it was.
I bet it was loud. And my friend Michelle DeMuria joined us from Phoenix, Arizona last night.
Okay.
Talking all things Cardinals. And we got a lot to get to with the draft, a lot to get to with your Houston Texans taking not only CJ Stroud, but pulling a fast one and snatching Will Anderson.
Now I like the move from selecting Stroud. They got a pass rusher.
They indeed got a pass rusher.
I love that. I love that move.
Well,
I love that move.
Here's the problem with the Texans. The same people are still in charge.
Agreed. Oh, I mean, yeah. So they won a night in the draft. Yes, I agree. Does that mean that they will? Does that mean that they will win?
Just a minute before you complete your question. Before you complete your question. Okay, now go ahead. Pose your question.
I was gonna say, yes. So the Texans won night one of the 2023 NFL draft. Does that mean that they will win any? I don't know, conference titles?
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no.
Next question.
Does that mean they'll win any divisional titles?
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no.
Does it even guarantee that they will have a 9-8 record over the course of this year?
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no.
It's Cole's birthday and he's dropping bombs this morning.
So, yes, I'm happy that they did what they did. The future, I think the future is getting solidified. However, I have my head straight. I know this doesn't mean a thing in terms of 2023 being successful.
Yep.
They might have some success, but do I think they're going to have a worst to first type of turnaround? No.
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no.
There. When I went to bed last night, I fell flat. I went to bed and my wife flipped over. She said, "Did you cover the Colts?" Yes. Okay, you can go to bed now.
Now I could turn this question to you.
Yes, sir.
So the fact that now your honey now has to hitch her future with her rooting interest with the Colts onto Anthony Richardson's shoulders. How does that feel?
English, do you speak it?
That's the answer I thought you were going to give me.
And now a selection from the Wonder Bread Choir entitled, "What the Hell Are You Doing, Indianapolis?"
All right, so this is a legit question. Did you think they should have drafted Will Levis instead?
There are 100 ways I can answer that question, and none of them are nice. But I'll do it the regular way.
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no.
So I know Cody's going to get mad at me, but Indianapolis.
You fool! So this is what I think happened. I think the Colts wanted to find a way to get up to 1 or 2. They didn't have anything, I don't think, that was enticing enough for the Panthers. Definitely not anything for the Texans, I think, that would be appealing, because dropping down to 4 was not appealing enough to either team. So They didn't have anything else that would tickle their fancy.
4th and 20. That's all I got to say. 4th and 20.
So now you're going to have a guy who's going to play. What was the scouting report? Not say the scouting report, but sort of like a.
No, you said it right. You said it right.
Basically, they say that he is a cross between Cam Newton and Lamar Jackson.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh, stop lying.
You fool! That's what I'm saying.
I'm pushing buttons. I'm pushing buttons today for my responses because I am dead tired.
Well, I figured I'm sure you was behind the mic all day, so yeah, I'm sure you would be tired. But that's what the Colts have.
I'm glad I got lemonade here. I got some bagels waiting for me when I get off the air. But I hate to say this about the Colts, but they took a big fat juicy stanktacular. Anthony freaking Richardson.
I saw that. I was like, I know old Snowman's gonna flip his lid.
Freaking Richardson. Really? Matter of fact, let me do this Cole Johnson style.
Ready? And pull. Trash.
This is what I think Jim Irsay did. And Richardson came down.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Him.
I already know the first text message I'm going to get this morning from Jody.
Who is that?
Yes. You're the football. I already know how the message is going to go. You're the football expert. You should know this stuff. Tell me who the hell this is.
Well, honey, he is your future. He is your Colts future.
I say that, and I'm sleeping on a couch.
Well,
true as you are. True as you are.
Well, you have to pray that Jonathan Taylor doesn't get injured.
Or else it's...
Or else leaves, yes. So this totally means that if they didn't, which I would have already automatically assumed that they should have focused their attention on the offensive line, they now definitely have to focus their attention on offensive line.
Tiger uppercut. Tiger uppercut.
Because now they have two.
Line last year was
ready and pull trash. Yeah. Because did Taylor even give 4 yards per carry last year?
3.7.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that line was and the funny thing is the line did well with him the year before, but that line was atrocious for him last year.
Dear Jim, I wish I could say this. Dear Jim Irsay,
you're fired.
Anthony freaking Richardson. Stop the cap.
I saw that. I was like, oh man, I know Brian is gonna hate this. If he didn't say, if
y'all didn't see my face last night,
my thought
when the pick was made,
my thought was like this. It's like if Brian on air didn't say, oh, I would have been shocked.
I was close. I was close.
I would have been absolutely shocked. Because I saw that when I didn't follow the draft, I just looked at it from time to time. And when I saw fourth pick, Colts, Anthony Richardson.
Freaking.
I'm like, Lord have mercy. Okay.
There was some peer pressure in there somewhere.
Well, of course. I mean, you have
You have Trevor Lawrence, who already is on the Jaguars. You just saw 2 picks before another division rival picking C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
The Titans, you're fortunate because
they screwed up too.
They quarterback-wise don't have Jack. I mean, look, Josh Dobbs, Ryan Tannehill, come on. Need I even say anymore? So, the Colts.
They're going to screw up and hand the keys to Malik Willis.
Right.
They're going to screw up.
And they're trying to get rid of him now. So, so now you have.
You can't make, folks. You can't make this up.
Yeah,
you can't make this. You can't make this up.
1 year. The Titans drafted in the first round last year, and now we get around to this draft this year. They want to get rid of Malik Willis, and now you have the Colts, who and peer pressure is a really good analysis.
It's like what the 49ers went through with Trey Lance.
The other 3 teams have made, whether the commitment has been successful or a failure, they have made a commitment in the last 2 years of the NFL draft at the quarterback position. And they saw the experience that they had that was Matt Ryan go straight down the tubes. So
straight to hell. It went straight to hell.
So they grasped the straws. It's like, let's get the best quarterback prospect that has the highest ceiling of all, and this is the quarterback we're going to hitch our wagon to for at least the next 5 years. Enter Anthony Richardson.
Freaking Richardson. That even had playmakers shaking his head. That even had playmakers shaking his head. Because I got a message from him last night, and he simply said, Anthony Richardson, huh? And as far as Will Levis is concerned, he fell out of the first round.
Yeah, he didn't even get picked the first round.
Oh, good. I hope Max Duggan and Stetson Bennett get picked before him.
So I guess the trick of him kneeling at the 50-yard line and throwing a ball 60 yards didn't work, huh?
Anthony freaking Richardson. Bryce Young, I knew would go first.
Yeah, I figured he was.
Behind him, and the Texans pulled the first surprise, traded up to get Will Anderson. They got a pass rusher. All right. Let's just hope that Will Anderson doesn't go the way of Jadeveon Clowney.
Well, I don't think he will, because Jadeveon Clowney was not a he wasn't a pass rusher even when they drafted him.
Right.
And he did. He wasn't
even ready.
No, he wasn't. But when he got past his injuries and he understood his role, which is basically to be a run stopper and a screen stopper, basically, whenever when he dropped back into coverage.
Yeah,
he ended up being okay. Now, wasn't he an elite player? No, he never got that status. But he was okay. Will Anderson is going to be hand in dirt, beat the left tackle to the quarterback, pass rusher. That is something Jadeveon Clowney will never be and was never.
He wasn't even that at South Carolina.
No. Mm-mm.
He wasn't even that at South Carolina.
His claim to fame was that he stopped the run 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage in a bowl game
and knocked someone's helmet off. That's his claim to fame. Did he ever get back to that status? No,
never.
And he's tried it with 3 different teams now.
Mm-hmm.
See, I hope no one, and Snowman means no one, drafts Will Levis. Hell,
okay,
I was hoping that for Anthony Richardson, but then the Colts showed up.
Okay, so why the
go ahead.
Why the absolute unadulterated hate for Will Levis?
First of all, who the hell is he?
Oh, Lord. Not who is he?
Who the hell is Will Levis, and why the hell was he a projected first-round pick? I looked at Vegas Insider last night and saw the odds go up.
Yeah.
For him to be not just drafted in the first round.
Drafted within the top half of the first round. Yeah.
Not just that, but, oh, dear Lord, I can't believe I'm going to speak this aloud. But there were actually some pundits projecting him to be the, God help me, number 1 overall pick.
Oh, they were smoking some. They were smoking. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on.
Go, play it, please. Please.
Yeah, they were doing one of these.
Please.
So good.
And of course, Victor chimes in. Oh, but why, Snowman? He's not that bad. No, he's worse. I got a friend who covers the Kentucky Wildcats that was singing his praises, and my quarterback brain, although I've never played the position, I've watched greatness at the position, whose names aren't Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers. And I'm thinking, who the hell is this cat? Who in the Vita Blue hell is Will Levis? Did he do anything impressive? And I asked the same question of Anthony Richardson. I think we all did. Did he do anything impressive during the season to warrant that high of a pick? And the answer emphatically to both quarterbacks is no. Oh, and by the way, there's no safety net called Paris Campbell in Indianapolis. He's now in Buffalo, I believe. So if the Colts were smart, they'd go after some wide receivers. Oh, I'm sorry.
They might.
Anthony frickin' Richardson.
That I was surprised that's what they went with.
Hold on a minute. Mm-hmm. Anthony frickin' Richardson.
You fool!
Right.
Anthony frickin' Richardson.
You fool!
Anthony bleeping Richardson.
You're fired!
Anthony Richardson.
All right, and this is a point that I think I wanted to address when it came to Richardson. Playmaker says, I told y'all the Colts' new head coach, which is Shane Steichen, saw Jalen Hurts in Richardson, and this is what I believe they want to execute. So, of course, Steichen was the offensive coordinator for the Eagles last year, and a lot of people raved about how that offense was. Here is the thing.
Doggone Richardson.
Here is the thing. You saw year number 3 of Jalen Hurts' development, and he actually was pretty good when he got into the pros. All he needed to learn how to do was to be a more accurate threat in the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he needed to learn because he had the athletic ability.
Yeah,
and
he had everything else.
Yeah,
Hurts had everything else.
Yeah, he had the athletic ability, and he had the understanding that he needed to be strong in the pocket. That's when he became drafted. And, of course, the first year he had to learn, okay, this is the speed of the NFL. So it took him a minute to catch up because I think he played like the last quarter of the season of his rookie season.
Yeah.
So he had to learn the speed, and then he struggled a bit at the beginning of the second season. Then he caught his stride. And forced the Eagles to get to the playoffs. Then he got in the lab last off season
and worked it.
He worked it, and then we saw last year, which was an absolute virtuoso performance from Hurts.
I'll let you do this one.
This roasting of Will Levis is brought to you by Haterade. If you want to keep up with the Snowman hate, trust in Haterade. Now in Shay Shay Strawberry and Stephen A. Punch.
Bonus flavor. French vanilla.
Oh, Lord. Why French vanilla?
I'll explain
the air. But I believe that's what Steichen was thinking. He was thinking, okay, I had success with Hurts. And now I want to have that same success here. The problem with Indy is you don't have A.J. Brown on one side. You don't have Devontae Smith on the other. You don't have Dallas Goedert as your tight end. Correct me if I'm wrong, Snowman. Do they?
No.
The only weapon you really do have that you can count on for the Colts on offense is Jonathan Taylor, which that's the only thing that is better than when he actually has a line in front of him than the bevy of running backs that the Eagles have.
Read this one, please.
Okay.
Because if I read it, I'm going to laugh.
The frustrations of Snowman Media are brought to you by Stone City Barbecue Sauce. The sauce with a slap out of Buffalo, New York. Stone City Barbecue Sauce.
Do that again, please. Do that again.
The frustrations of Snowman Multimedia are brought to you by Stone City Barbecue Sauce. The sauce with the slap out of Buffalo, New York. Stone City Barbecue Sauce.
The sauce with the slap.
Lord.
We got all kinds of birthday presents for Cole this morning as he celebrates number 50 with us. How do you feel, man? How do you feel to be a man in this country with all that's going on and you made it to 50? How do you feel?
I feel great. When I think about myself this time last year, and I remember being on air and feeling accomplished in certain ways and feeling as though I needed to accomplish more in others.
Yeah.
It was a great accomplishment, but I felt I was like, I want to see what the 50th trip around the sun would produce, and man, it ended up being the best year of my life. So if that's the case, I'm looking forward to number 51 because this is going to be great, man. To say that I've been on this earth 50 years is a wonderful achievement. I don't care if you're a man or woman. It is a wonderful achievement.
And to think Jody and I will celebrate 51 this year.
Yeah.
Cannot wait.
To celebrate in the summertime.
Playmaker has this thought: the entire NFC East.
Oh, they better be. Oh, and we're gonna talk about them when Sam gets on. Yeah.
And he's doing a couple minutes. The Philadelphia Bulldogs. Good Lord.
Well, I mean,
they
Jordan Davis last year, Nolan Smith, and Jalen Carter this year. That defense might be all Georgia Bulldogs very soon.
And to think the Bulldogs have more in the chamber.
Yeah, they're about to say they're reloading. And people thought when they lost five to the draft last year that the Georgia's defense was going to go.
This one's for you.
Oh Lord. Oh, thank you, Hot TV. Cole is up there with Mike Jones and Paul Wall as Houston Legends. I appreciate that, Hot TV. Because just like Mike Jones, back then they didn't want me, but now I'm hot. They all up on me.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that, Hot TV. Thank you, brother.
You can say that for me too, because people expected me to be dead by this. They expected me to be dead last year.
Well, heck, not just you had a medical you had a hospital that proclaimed death to your wife. I'm like, wow, that's cold.
One of the most prominent cancer centers in the country.
Yeah.
If not the most prominent cancer center in the country. And I'm sticking a lawsuit up there. When we get everything together, I'm sticking a lawsuit up their ass for that. For that alone.
From get funeral arrangements to remission of cancer in 2 years. That is praiseworthy.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of praiseworthy and speaking of the Eagles, I know this guy.
Let's go.
Wait a minute. I didn't greet him properly. I did not greet him properly because every time he comes on,
Score a touchdown, 1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high. Watch our Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles fly. On the road to victory.
let's hear it.
EAGLES, Eagles.
And we got 2 Eagle fans. There's an intro you need to play, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here's Sam. He joined me in the chat last night, and he's about as glowing just as Cool McCain is. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning, Brian. How's it going today?
How's it going for you? Jalen Sleeping Carter.
I'm ecstatic.
As you should be. As y'all should be.
No.
As y'all should be.
I'll put it like this, man. The Jalen Carter move, the Jalen Carter pick, I liked. Getting back in the first round and getting Nolan Smith, man. I mean, that was genius. That was genius. That was genius.
It's
you know what's
Philadelphia.
the best part about it,
Eagles.
What?
We didn't have to give up anything because we already had the 30th pick, which was our actual pick.
That's true. That's true.
Yep. Didn't have to give up a thing.
So we only gave up a 4th rounder next year to get 2 dynamic defensive players that we need.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all needed them bad.
And it's what's scary.
Parts of the defense got pilfered in free agency.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, here's a big misconception. And Sam, I'm sure that you'll agree with me on this. People act like we don't have safeties. They act like we don't have linebackers. Let's talk about that real quick. We got Nicholas Morrow, who we've got in free agency. He'll be our wide linebacker. Nakobe Dean should be stepping up.
And I love Nakobe Dean. And I love Nakobe Dean.
I know her is. That's Hassan Reddick, right? So we have linebackers, right? Christian, Sean Burley, and Patrick Johnson playing behind them. Davion Taylor and Kyron Johnson as well. And then when you talk about safeties, you might remember this guy who was flying around the field, reckless abandon, and devouring everybody, named Reed Blankenship.
That's right.
He's probably going to be starting this year. And then we picked up this guy from our in-state rival that may have a little bit of talent named Terrell Edmonds. So,
Yes.
Just saying. There's a lot of talk like we don't have players at those positions.
Like you don't have playmakers. Like you don't have playmakers.
Like you don't have playmakers at all three levels of defense. Yeah. But you already did even coming to the draft. That's the thing. Yeah.
And my favorite Eagle on defense, because of what he caused in the NFC Championship, I identify by 2 words: Hassan Chop.
Well,
and of course, it's Hassan Reddick.
He's fast becoming the guy that you have to game plan first. Now I won't say the most, but first when it comes to that Eagles defense.
Yep. Sam, what else do you think the Eagles need to be like complete? Who else can you grab in this draft?
If it was me, I'm addressing running back somewhere in the 2nd round. Obviously, we lost Miles Sanders.
Smart man.
That's a huge blow. But at the same time, again, I think we're in a position where we can draft best player available and not necessarily worry about all the details right up front. We came into this year or into this draft having already filled the dramatic amount of our holes that we really needed to worry about. And so I even went as far as saying, as long as they didn't draft a quarterback, a long snapper, a kicker, or a punter in the 1st round, I would have been happy last night.
Right.
And, I like that Howie Roseman always plans the year ahead. He's always looking at the future. He's looking at his contracts. He's seeing who's going to expire over the next couple of years. And that's how he determines who he's going to select. And that's why we see Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith. You got Josh Sweat, who's got a potential out in his contract after 2024. And then you have Fletcher Cox, who's only signed to a 1-year deal. These guys are basically one-for-one replacements for both of these two players, and we'll never have a drop-off at either two positions. I think that's a huge win. So just keep moving on that front. And like I said, draft some more players that are going to come in, play a role, but not necessarily be a starter right away, and then they can develop into that role.
Yeah, and Cox is probably due to retire very soon anyway. So, yeah. You had to plan for
absolute genius. Absolute genius.
So Jalen Carter, wonderful replacement in the passer towards sense of the word. Yeah,
and a motor that doesn't stop.
Gosh, man.
Holy cow!
And then let's not forget, last year they drafted Jordan Davis, the man-child of a run stopper that he is.
4 Georgia boys running that front 4 this year, or front 7.
Philadelphia Bulldogs.
There you go.
I would say, might as well change the logo, man.
and make it a bulldog, because
you might get
nothing but dogs.
and you might get more considered that the Bulldogs seem to be reloading instead of rebuilding.
Since when did people have said this about Alabama for years now? We can say it about Georgia. Since when does Georgia rebuild? They just reload.
Mm-hmm. I mean, people thought that when 5 talented defensive players went off the board the first round last year,
including the Kobe Dean to the Philadelphia Eagles,
people thought, okay, well, that should be the end of the Bulldogs. What they do? They just go undefeated and win the national championship
and blow out TCU in the process.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say, with the flourish of a blowout in the national championship game.
They blow out TCU.
So the thing that I love about the Eagles defense, you have now guys who play with motors that just don't stop.
Mm-hmm.
And that is now translating to how they're playing as pros.
Yeah.
Now, I will ask this for both Sam and Cool. If you feel as though there's a need to have, I won't say a replacement, but a strengthening in any part of the defense, which position or positions would you think it would be?
Go first, Sam.
I would bring in a free safety, personally. I like Edmonds. I like Blankenship, but you can never have too many safeties. We play a lot of 3 safety sets at times, so I would like that move. But really, we could go into the 2023 season as we sit right now, and I'm happy.
I love that.
I love it.
Cool. I love that. Cool.
So I agree with safety. I also would bring in a linebacker, a versatile linebacker.
There we
go. And there is a specific guy that I would like for us. We'd have to trade up to get him, but I would like for us to draft Jalen Hyatt in the 2nd round.
Because I think that is the one piece that's missing on that defense. Just a linebacker that can fill whatever holes necessary. He can pass rush a bit. He can drop back in coverage. He can play the mic if he wanted to. He can fill that hole and run stop. To me, I think that's the only piece to me that I see defensively that the Eagles lack, and that's just nitpicking.
Yeah,
and I'm greedy. Jalen Hyatt is a greedy pick for me. He is a wide receiver, but he was the top wide receiver at Tennessee. He's still on the board. So if we could, depending on how the rounds go, I would like to shout out a lot of teams. I'm not going to name them all because you guys only have a 2-hour show, but I'd like to shout out quite a few teams for allowing us the opportunity to go out and draft the guys that we did. Thank you for those questionable picks that you made, because had you not done that, you actually made sense and drafted who you should have drafted.
Yep.
We wouldn't have been sitting at 30 with Nolan Smith on the board. So, I appreciate that. Just to highlight real quick, because I cannot help myself. The Green Bay Packers and the New York Jets, I greatly appreciate you specifically.
So do I. So do I. I said that last night before I signed off. I said that last night.
That's cold, bro.
No, it ain't. It's nothing but truth. There's nothing
Las
but truth.
Las Vegas, I think y'all all right, but I do appreciate y'all for going another route with the edge as well.
Oh man.
Cool McCain and Sam Shady joining us on the Invader Coffee Hotline this morning, talking all things NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles and their draft last night. Which running back is on the board? Let me go to Sam first. Which running back is on the board that would be that bell cow running back for you?
Honestly, I'd have to look at the draft. I've been so buried in the alternative football stuff, I have not looked at the prospects too much. So Cool would probably be a better authority on that for me.
Yeah, let's come to Cool. Who's the running back on the board for you, Mr. McCain, that would solve the running back issues?
Yeah.
So there's a couple of guys to really consider, but I'm looking at that. To me, that move probably won't happen until the third round. So I would be looking at a guy like Devon Achane from Texas A&M.
I like A-Chain. I like A-Chain.
Yeah, I like
But
him.
can-
I also
can
like
he
Rashawn
be-
Johnson from Texas as well.
But can A-Chain be that bell
Three
cow
down running back. Yeah.
as well as the versatile running back that he is? Can he be a bell cow running back?
Or
Do we need a bell cow running back? in
I
Philly?
was going to
No.
ask. I was going to ask that.
No.
Does Philly want to actually have that? Do they want to be still married to having running back by committee?
I mean, if you
I
look
think
at
so.
if you look at when we won the Super Bowl, right? You look at this past year.
Mhm.
We did have Miles Sanders as the, I guess you could say, bell cow back, but a lot of other guys were running the ball. So you bring in a guy like a Chain, he fits in with Gainwell, right? That same type of player. So those would be interchangeable players that you could, use in different situations, right? They both can catch the ball in the backfield. To me, it changed a little bit faster, right? He ran a 4.32 40-yard dash. So that's the type of guy that you want to say, let's go. And the difference between him and Gainwell is his ability to make the first defender miss after the catch.
Right.
Plus, a Chain addresses another major problem on the Philadelphia Eagles. Our special teams is trash. And he's a dangerous kickoff returner.
I'm sorry. Did you say this about your special teams?
Ready?
I did, sir.
And pull. Trash.
Not only that, they're trash. And I'm sure Sam would agree with me on that.
You basically say
100%.
you're basically saying that the Philadelphia Eagles special teams, if there's a chink in the armor, are
Trays.
A creation I'll never live down. Good.
And that goes for the special teams coordinator as well. He's part of that.
Oh no.
Trays.
Oh my gosh. Why did I create that thing?
Yeah, great question.
Why?
And
Because now we can't get it out of our head. Damn you.
and one other person, just to give us another option if we decide to go later. And I'm sure this will make Sam laugh as well as you guys. Another one of those Georgia Eagles, Kenny McIntosh.
Not Georgia Eagles.
Georgia.
I'd be okay with that. One back that I totally spaced on was Zach Charbonnet. I would be totally okay with him coming to Philly.
I thought about him.
He said
Georgia
I wouldn't be mad.
Eagles. He said Georgia Eagles.
Georgia Eagles.
Yeah, the Georgia Eagles. That's what I'm calling the guys from Georgia who are on the Eagles. There's enough of
Lord.
them where they have their own subset now. They're their own manufacturer.
Athens and Philadelphia pipeline. Lord.
Forget everybody else. Everybody plays at Georgia goes right to the Eagles. Forget everybody else.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad. I mean, I think.
Of course, you wouldn't be mad.
I think Howie did a good job of honestly just saying, what do we need? What do we really need? Defensive tackle and edge. Just get both of those guys. And then it so happens that because of an aptitude of other teams in their general management teams, they allowed a guy that should have went much higher to fall to us at 30. And the thing is, if you looked at a lot of mock drafts, he was being mocked around 27, 30, well, 27, 31. And a lot of people say, oh, that's too low. That's crazy. There's no way he's going to be there. So I'm sitting there watching the draft like,
note the look on McCain's face.
We get to 29. And I said, oh, crap. I said, New Orleans is just horrendous on defense. They could do it. So then they draft Breesy. I'm like, oh, it's happening. I'm sitting there, like on my draft show, I was sitting there, I was saying, like, we're probably running up there as fast as the Vikings did when we made the most buffoon pick I can remember, picking Jenna Rieger in the first round with Justin Jefferson sitting on the board. It still hurts, guys. It's not going to go away anytime soon.
That figures. Speaking of not going away, let's dive into the XFL because their division championships are this weekend. First one on the board, and we turn to Sam. Arlington, it's the Battle of Texas. The Arlington Renegades, tell me how the hell they got in the playoffs, and the Houston Roughnecks. That's Saturday night. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff Eastern time. Sam, break this one down.
All right, I just want to say one thing. XFL, USFL, you might want to consider rearranging your playoff format.
Yeah.
There are only 2 division winners, and then the best 2 records after that go in. This 100% should be the Battlehawks versus the Roughnecks.
It should be. It should be.
That's neither here nor there. Anyway, I personally think that Houston is going to run all over Arlington. Arlington's offense is just, it's bad. It is disastrous. They can't move the ball. They can't score points.
Are you saying that Arlington's offense is
ready and pull trash?
That would be exactly what I'm saying. The fact that they are borderline the worst offense in the league, and I know it's gotten better since Luis Perez got there, but Houston's defense is simply too good under Wade Phillips. That pass rush is unbelievable. Yeah. They probably have 2 NFL defensive ends in that team right now. So I personally think that they're going to pull this one out. It's going to be a close game, probably closer than most people expect. I would expect something like a 23-18.
And you got the Seattle Sea Dragons, who basically ran the table the remainder of the year, and the DC Defenders for the North Division Championship, sir.
This game is going to be another tough one, but my co-host on Spring Football Reports, Michael Washington, he's a huge DC fan, and he's been saying for weeks that he wanted to face the Battlehawks. And there's a reason why. Because DC matches up so much better against St. Louis than they do Seattle. Seattle has the ability to move the ball down the field at will against any defense. It doesn't really matter who it is. So this game could turn into a shootout real quick. And one thing about DC is they're more of a ball control offense. They want to run the ball. They want to pound it down your throats. So it could turn into an interesting game if Seattle gets up, because I don't know the DC necessarily is the type of offense that can pull out a comeback victory.
So you're picking Houston and DC to win their divisional.
Absolutely picking DC, but I definitely think that's going to be a really good game this weekend, DC and Seattle.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a good game also. Go ahead, Cole.
I was saying Seattle could definitely possibly upset. I completely agree with Sam's synopsis. The Defenders are a ball control defense and a running game team. They're the type of team that, short passes, run the ball, that type of thing. So if they get into a game with Seattle, who will air it out, doesn't always work in their favor, but will air it out. And if they get a lead and force DC to have to play outside of their comfort zone, they could take it. But, I mean, hey, Sam's aficionado. We've got to go with Sam's picks.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'm going with Houston, and I'm going with DC. And those 2 will meet in San Antonio in 1 week's time for the XFL Championship. Boy, oh boy, that's going to be crazy. And next month, man named Versatile and I will debut CFL Weekly as we take you inside of the Canadian Football League. We're just getting started on this 50th birthday celebration, if you can believe that. Sam Shady joining us as he does every single Friday, talk all things football. And Sam, we love you, brother. Great job as always. And we'll talk to you next week for the XFL Championship.
Oh, and before
Can't
Sam
wait.
leaves real quick, I just want to say Eagles Elite Podcast Season 2 premiered on the Shady Sports Network. Great interaction, fun time. So hopefully we'll get everybody, back and start pulling in some more people. It was fun, man, and hope we can do this a lot more.
Oh, you
No
will.
doubt.
Nice.
No doubt.
Great
I'm
partnership.
excited about that.
Great partnership, by
Also,
the way.
I just dropped an article about the two guys that just got drafted by Philly, and it attached that episode of Eagles Elite. So check that out. Make sure you also check out Eagles Elite. And then see us on Monday for Spring Football Reports. We talk XFL and USFL if you're a fan of the leagues. Oh, one more thing. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern, we will be doing Around the Indoor Football Leagues. We talk NAL, IFL, and CIF for about an hour and a half. So if you're into indoor football, definitely join us. We've got 3 content creators that will be joining us that are focused on each league. Should be a lot of fun.
Can't wait. Can't wait. Thank you, Sam. We love you. Thank you so much.
Have a great weekend.
And now batting, the man who is sick to his stomach that Aaron Judge is on the DL soon. Number 420, Wise El Jefe. Number 420.
Wise.
My brother, what's up?
What's going
Happy
on, man?
birthday,
What's going on?
big bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Definitely happy birthday, Cole.
Hey,
Thank you, Cole.
hold up. Time out.
What?
What?
The end of your intro of Wise.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. You always say something. That's what I'm saying. My issue was the visual part. I got the visual now. He can continue with the audio, say whatever he wants to say.
Mm-hmm.
I might be a little bit sick that my man is hurt,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm happy that my Giants drafted an elite cornerback.
Yeah, I wanted to talk. I wanted you to go in. So
I gotta give a shout out to Ryan McCarthy.
So what do you think?
What I think about Banks?
Lord.
Listen, my team got the
Oh,
Astros
no.
yesterday.
Yeah.
I give McCarthy his props.
Yeah, you
I
thought about
heard-
Deontay Banks. What? Yeah, go ahead.
I heard Cole go, oh, Lord, why? Why? What did you see?
All right. No. I'm fine. Go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, I love.
No. I was saying, oh Lord, why? From the standpoint of Ryan, I know is about to gloat, saying that the Rangers are now down 3-2 in the Stanley Cup first round against the
I'm gonna give you. Listen, they manhandled us. They got abused. Listen, it is what it is. The Devils right now are playing better than us. You got to give it to the better. They are the better team. So, hey,
That's true. They are.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a realist, man. I understand when my team get
I feel
their ass handed to them.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm the same.
I do have to agree with Vikala.
Oh Lord.
Yes, I gotta say.
Where he says, look at the bright side. Cool. They can't be more trashed than the Cowboys as a whole. When Cool was saying he agrees with Vikala, that's what he meant.
Yes, sir.
Oh my
Another
gosh.
Cole Johnson creation that he unearthed
Oh my
live
gosh.
on the air that he'll never be able to live down.
Ever. So did these things. You're just part of it. We're just riding the wave, baby.
This is Cole Johnson's world today since it's his 50th birthday.
Oh
We're
my
just a part of
gosh.
it.
Yes, sir.
Oh my heavens.
I could imagine what he has planned for his 50th.
Well, this is part. Well, this is part of it. You know what? The other, I can't play that sound. I will say this. Oh God!
Right on cue. He was waiting for it.
Right on cue.
That's why.
I knew it was coming sooner or later. As soon as he saw it,
There's why. There's whys. Hope you're doing okay after your blue shirts got shut out last night.
Yeah, I know. I acknowledged it. I acknowledged it.
He announced that like Roman Reigns wants acknowledgement in WWE. Yeah,
yes.
There you go.
Speaking of WWE, I know draft tonight and Monday.
Yeah, they have a draft tonight and
Shake
Monday.
things up. It's not going to shake up.
Right. Ready? And pull. Trash.
I think that fits, and so does this. Hour 2 starts right now. Time for hour 2 of this spectacular. Ryan McCoffey now joins us this morning.
That's what you need to do to beat Josh Allen. You need to make him uncomfortable.
Hour 2, time for some Spivey notes. And here's Jay.
Well, I know he's only in his third year, but they're just wasting Justin Herbert.
Hour 2,
the hardest working content creator I know, the playmaker.
Hey, LeBron James, the greatest scorer of all time. Hey.
Hour 2,
the one, the only Christopher Dietz.
They rewarded Ohio State for not playing, and they punished USC for playing.
Hour 2,
Sam Shady.
Oh man, it's been a roller coaster ride if you were a Philadelphia Stars fan.
Hour 2, that's Big Ben, the man in charge of the BS3 network.
And if I see Kurt 2 Chainz Cousins out.
Hour 2, Chris Bay's joining us.
Oh my God! Oh, this game! Oh, way to go, Sammy!
Hour 2,
YSL.
Oh man, I thought I missed it.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular, and it starts right now. You're a fool, Victor. You're a fool, Victor. The Irish Italiano supervillain Espresso McCoffey. Does anybody remember the cartoon El Kabong?
You got
That's not Spanish, man. See, y'all get all confused, man.
But
all Spanish people are not the same, cool.
I know, but I'm saying it just fits so well. You know what I mean? It just fits
I
so well.
If it was a Mexican thing, yeah, he could have done that.
Oh God! Then you got this from Playmaker. Jason Tatum did the right thing by apologizing to Janet Jackson. Don't let it happen again. My thoughts later. Here's Big Ben, Ken Sutter from the BS3 network.
Hold up.
Now, Ben.
That's the intro.
Good morning, Ben.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to the one and only Cole, the genius, the evil genius, Johnson.
That's another thing I guess I won't be living down. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate that.
Well, you are the mad scientist.
Thank you, Chris.
Let me thank Ben for joining us on our draft special last night. We had an absolute blast in covering it.
Yeah,
but
that was great.
Go back to Anthony freaking Richardson.
Wait, Ben. So, were you on air when Brian actually saw the Colts pick, and if so, how was his countenance?
Oh God!
I mean, his head leaned all the way back, and he was bamboozled. He was run amok.
Oh, you go Malcolm X.
I'm glad of two things. A, that Jody was not awake to see this pick. And 2, she wasn't in the same room with me to see this pick.
So he was bamboozled. He was led astray.
To
He
say
run
the
amok.
least. To say the least.
He didn't land on Plymouth Rock.
landed on
Plymouth
him.
Rock landed on him.
Yeah.
Something landed on me.
Honestly, when I saw the pick, I was wondering how Snowman would react.
You
I was looking at
can't make
chops.
this up.
I was looking at my chops when I saw that. I was like, "Oh, the Colts picked Anthony Richardson. Oh, this is gonna be hilarious.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's gonna be funny."
Listen,
Oh man,
I was
the
like,
first 20 minutes. Listen, the first 20 minutes of this program, I went in on Anthony Richardson, and all I kept doing was saying his name and putting sounds behind it.
We got to remember one thing that everyone forgets about Anthony Richardson. He looks wonderful in a pair of shorts and a t-shirt or a tank top. Amazing, right?
Somebody was going to take the risk. Somebody was going to do it in that top 10.
yeah.
It
Someone was
happened
gonna
to
roll. Someone's gonna roll the dice. I agree.
What in the all types of blue hell? What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh, now you have that on loop. Oh
What
Lord.
in the all types of blue hell? What in the all types of blue hell?
That was pick 4 last night.
That's Shane Steichen.
No.
Our former OC. head
That
coach's
was
first
that was
as a coach.
You know what? Hey, why?
You got screwed, Shane.
I got to give shout outs to the Texans though, because
thank you.
Yeah, they did.
What
Man.
they did
Big
was
time.
crazy.
Now,
I did not expect
Cole, you know the questions you posed about the Texans in hour 1? Do it again here.
Okay, fine.
Because they did make 2 great moves.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. The CJ Stroud move was expected, and I'm like, okay,
It was
cool.
Yep, it was expected.
But the Will Anderson trade up to get that was a stroke of genius, because the one thing I love was that they needed a pass rusher, and Leslie Blunt. The best pass rusher they've ever had was J.J. Watt, and he wasn't a pass rusher really. He was a defensive lineman.
He was a hybrid.
Yeah, he was basically a hybrid. So they never really had a pass rusher per se. Yeah, you can say Mario Williams was, but the dude's head wasn't in the game.
Right.
Mario Williams.
But they really have a stud of a pass rusher in their hands now, and I am ecstatic over that. However, just like with Wise, just go ahead.
I got a question about Mario Williams.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Well, that's what we asked until he actually put forth one good season, and that was his last season with the Texans.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
yes.
But I digress. That's Texas history is for another day. But I'm like Wise. I'm a realist. So, does night 1 of possibly winning, night 1 the NFL draft for the Texans mean that they're going to be AFC conference champions in 2023?
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no.
Go on.
But it does give you 2 leaders on each side of the ball.
Next question, Cole.
I agree with you, Wise.
Yeah,
does it mean though that does it mean though
it's not going to happen overnight? Of course not.
Oh no,
it gives you some hope.
If you look at what the Jets did with their day 1 draft
last year,
how much of an impact their picks had on their season, and then and then drafting and coming up in the second round and drafting the Hall. The draft if you draft the right way, it can impact your season somewhat.
Oh, yeah. I agree, and it led to an offensive and defensive rookies of the year for the Jets. Yeah, and Breece Hall, their future, basically their future offense, really, to me. But yeah, does it mean that the Texans are going to be division champs and supplant the Jaguars as division champs of the AFC South this year? Does it even mean they're going to be 9-8 this year?
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no.
Does it mean
just so we're all aware, all of our teams need to know something, right?
Mm-hmm.
We could just not play this season because Aaron Rodgers is in the Jets now, so there's no way anybody can beat them ever. So
Why the You lying? Why you always lying?
Man, I'm so sick of ESPN. I know you weren't serious. I know you weren't serious at all. Cool.
That was a great cue up, sir.
Thank you.
That is exactly why
Perfect.
How is it that you go to the Super Bowl and Jalen Carter lands in your lap?
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad you're there, Wise. I'm glad you're there, Wise. I want to address this. I want to address this to Ben. So why is it that the Eagles, when he saw Jalen Carter get drafted and possibly Nolan Smith too, that he cannot keep the Eagles' names out of his mouth?
Ben threw up on that pick.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing was what happened before the draft is the reason why he dropped to that level. That was the reason why.
Oh yeah, because he was touted to be the best prospect, Jalen Carter, the best prospect this year. Yeah, no question. But even with Young and Stroud, he was touted to be the best player on the board.
Him and Will Anderson was the best player on the board. Period.
Right. Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah.
Agreed. So when Jalen Carter, and I mean this jokingly, Ben, when Jalen Carter got selected by the Eagles last night, I think Ben threw up. Because there were like 100,000. There was like 100,000 cuss words. There was like 100,000 cuss words in Ben's mouth last night, and he just looked at me and looked at the camera and went, "I won't say it. I won't say it."
That just makes this division more competitive. I'm cool with it. Go ahead and pick the best on your board. We can pick the best on our board, and we'll see what happens week one.
But y'all don't have a board.
Was that really your best pick on your board?
But see, this is
Go
ahead, Ben.
Yeah, I think to them, it was. That was the best pick that they wanted. Now they were talking about tight end because they could have got Kincaid. Kincaid was what, 22nd or 23rd, maybe
23.
Yeah, somewhere around there. So they could have got Kincaid, but they really wanted somebody in the middle. So I think they could have waited, probably in the second round. But I'm cool with a team saying, this is our guy, this is who we want, and just go get him. All the wishy-washy and all that.
This has been, and I love Ben. This is him being the wonderful host that he is on Forecast, and being the wonderful advocate that he is of every BS3 show.
You know
but
what?
Guaranteed, when the lights aren't on, and even Erica's not even around, he's in his room clad with North Carolina gear all over the place. He's probably, when he saw Jalen Carter getting picked by the Eagles, he probably was like, you gotta be.
He fell in their laps, man. So yeah, I would rather him not go there. But
you would rather not. Wait a minute.
When he got to 9,
this is what Philadelphia said to the Cowboys after they selected Jalen Carter.
You fool!
Oh man! I played that a few times for Ben last night during our draft.
All right, so go further about the draft pick that the Cowboys ended up having the first round. You fool!
There, I answered your question.
Yeah, so Mozzie Smith.
This was not a sexy pick at all. It was not. I honestly had to look up and see who this guy was. So this was 100%.
Dang.
Hey, no shade on him. Hopefully he shows up and he's ready to go.
Right. Absolutely.
But this was a need pick. That was it. It was not sexy. It was not attractive. It was a need pick.
Mm-hmm.
And I repeat my sentence.
You fool!
I just want to say, when Ben talks to the Cowboys, if you don't listen closely, you don't hear the keywords he gives you.
Yes.
He'll say things like, they
I heard it.
thought he was the best. I know you guys heard it, but I'm saying people listening. He says things like, they thought he was the best. This was what they wanted for a pick.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And I appreciate that from Ben, because he's really telling us.
Same.
WTF, but he's saying it in a very more professional.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what
And
I'm
I
saying.
love it. This is
That-
why
that's what-
we have the NFCBs because of people like this.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Cool. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Wait. And the Celtics should apologize? No, they should not.
Okay, we'll talk about it in a minute.
We'll
But
handle that. We'll handle that on Monday. This
but,
is This is Cole's birthday today, and we're talking draft today.
But that's exactly what I was talking about. Cool. Is when he's looking at the camera and he's with us and he's on air.
Smile. And you see that smile.
You see that smile. It's like, oh Ben, he's our brother. He's cool and he has nothing bad to say about anything or anybody. Turn that camera off and the tune changes.
Turn that camera off. Turn that camera off. The first thing out of Ben's mouth is
guaranteed that's what he said. This year the first round and last year in the first round.
Wait, all those assessments we made about Ben, he secretly wants to say,
Why the you lying? Why you always lying?
But
because this is the question I got to ask you, Ben. So,
oh Lord,
Mozzie Smith this year's first round draft pick.
First of all, who the hell is Mozzie Smith?
Exactly.
Who in the vital blue yellow belly? Ben, I love you dearly, but who in the vital blue yellow bellied red blooded hell is Mozzie Smith?
And then last year on the other side, we get Tyler Smith.
Yeah.
What's with y'all in draft?
Now Tyler Smith, he actually delivered last year. Now he had the most penalty. Now during that time, I was like,
"Don't you ever tell that lie again."
No, that was beautiful. He delivered, but he had the most penalties.
He had the most penalties. So I was like, "What the hell? What are you doing?" But during the season, hey, when Tyron Smith went down, he actually held it down. So if Mozzie Smith pans out the way Tyler Smith did, then I'm okay with the pick.
Okay,
I will ask again, and I will ask very even more eloquent than I did the first time. Who in the blue hell is Mozzie Smith?
Hey, that's the question that every Cowboys fan is asking themselves today.
Why did I hear you say that? Like, why did I hear you ask that question like E. Digger? Who in the blue is Mozzie Smith?
Who in the blue hell is Mozzie Smith? Wait. I got a sound for Ben, and I'm gonna make everybody laugh when I play this. I played this last night when Mozzie Smith was selected by Ben's Cowboys. I know Ben had to do a double take and say,
All right, so for those who aren't aware, he basically is a space eater, and he came from Michigan. So, the time that you probably would say
those two things explain a lot right there.
Yeah. So the time you'd probably say, okay, he probably made the most impact. I'd say probably second half of last year's Michigan-Ohio State game.
Wait a minute. Victor's comment is perfect. You're asking us like
we know.
Vic will be dropping us the heat in the comments.
Vic. Oh my gosh!
It was good to see Vic face to face yesterday, so that was cool.
Victor had we had such a ball with Victor last night, and some of the facial expressions that Victor had with some of the picks, and it started with Anthony Richardson because Victor looked at me.
Mozzie Smith. It was a brain dead pick.
This is right. Wait a minute.
So I'm guessing Dak was left to twist in the wind.
Victor's letting it rip today. Wait a minute.
It is people like you, Victor, and Ben and Ivan, where I can't really go all the way in on all Cowboys fans because you all actually have a lick of sense.
It's like I said last night. It's like I said last night when I had Dietz, I had Ben, and I had Victor. I said I do not include y'all in Cowboys Nation. And
I don't
Victor
either.
just wiped his brow and said, "Thank God."
I don't
Victor,
either.
you know me 23. Victor, we've been friends 23 years. Okay, I never have included you in Cowboys Nation. But be that as it may, Mozzie Smith, this is for you.
Ready? And pull. Trash.
I include my cousin. I include my cousin. I always talk about my cousin dumbass and him being a Cowboy
The
fan.
dumbass. Listen, I'm going to unleash a word I've only used in private, but I'm going to use it publicly for the first time on this program. The dumbassery of Cowboys Nation.
Oh gosh, I'm sure Ben and Ivan and Dietz possibly and Vic could probably tell us more of the dumbery of the clan.
Victor, get up. Matter of fact, Victor, get up here. Because, well, wait, Victor's at work. I'm sorry, Victor. But the dumbassery of Cowboys Nation, and it starts with something Cole continues to point out and Ben points out as well, because after every loss in the playoffs or that ends their season,
give them 15 minutes.
No, 7.5 minutes. Give them the length of a Bugs Bunny cartoon.
No. They have to mourn the last play of the season. So I'll give them 15 minutes.
You mean when Devontae Turpin got blown to smithereens by Jimmy Ward?
Exactly. Give them 15 minutes to mourn the way the Cowboys lost the game that eliminated from the playoffs. And after that 15 minutes, you go to them. You go to them. Then you will hear. You know we're going to Super Bowl next year, right? You know we're going to Super Bowl next year, right?
And this is after they had a chance to this is after they had a chance to process the fact that.
Hold on.
See, all right, Victor, get up here. I can't help it. I can't help it. I want Victor to come up here, especially since we're celebrating a birthday, and since you know who will come to us at the bottom of the hour.
Well, since I had on the docket Dog Kyrie, I figured we don't have to do that now. So, what? Who do you want to?
Cole, would you say that again, please?
Well, since I had on the docket Dog Kyrie, we don't really have to do that. This.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh! Stop lying.
Who says?
And I love that song. I love the original song.
Oh yeah, next too close.
The original song was great. Here's Victor joining us right now. He'll join us via audio. The Invader Coffee Hotline welcomes Victor Locke from Chicago. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning, gentlemen. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we hear you just fine, Victor.
I'm not gonna get that out of my. I'm not gonna live that down, am I?
Well, it's Cole's fault.
You are not gonna live that down. They say it. They say it just to me almost as much as they do to you. And I'm thinking, I do it in character. I don't really do it all the time. But yeah,
wrong.
I want to say, but before I get started, first off, Cole, happy birthday.
Thank you, man.
And
I appreciate
thank you so much, because only you can take some of the crazy things that pop in my head and turn it into visual gold. I am humbled, I am honored, and I am grateful. Thank you.
And speaking of the mad scientist who's celebrating his 50th birthday, Victor typed this to me in a text message. And 48 hours later, this happened.
This moment of bronze sexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronze sexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YO-KANG. LJPN, now approve all this.
The first time he played that, the first time he played that, I'm already cracking up. But then he played it again, and I looked at the end of it, and I looked at the bottom line, paid for by the city fifth. I didn't catch it the first time. I caught it the second time.
Man, attention to detail, man, is
Yes.
Yes.
I caught it the second time, and Cole just happened to spring that on me. A, when I was on the road. B, I was full of caffeine because I had my second mocha by that time. And then he
did that.
You genius. Now we get the Hawk TV
Hawk
coming to us
TV.
from the DC area. What up, Hawk?
Yo, what's going on, gentlemen?
What's up, man?
I should kick your punk ass out of this, but I'm not going to because I love you dearly.
Believe that, man. You don't
Hey,
believe that,
Hawk,
man.
I love you, Hawk. I love you dearly. I love you dearly.
Same
And
here, man.
I'm so glad that you're on. What got me?
Thank you, CSTV.
Thank you, CSTV. For those of you out west in Reno, Nevada, joining us. This is what got me. This is one of the many things that got me about Cole when this happened.
Well,
Vicola.
And now it's a Ricola commercial now. Now it's Rico.
Yes, it is a Ricola remake by the mad scientist himself, Cole Johnson.
All right. Before we continue, we do have to send off our guest. So
yes.
So Ben, it's always a pleasure to just chop it up with you, man. And thank you for not just your well wishes, just thank you for being who you are. You're such a gem in this whole sphere. So tell people they can find you and all that good stuff, man.
Yep. So appreciate you, Cole. Happy birthday to you, the big 50. Enjoy your day. And coming up, we got Poppy J and Wise at 8. We will have an episode of Cole Sports playing at 2 on BS3 TV on Roku. Also, you can check out the draft coverage that we had from last night. That'll be up on the channel as well. And coming up on the forecast, Monday we'll be reviewing a film called 3 Ways. It's on Hulu. So check that out. And appreciate you guys, man. Have a great day.
Hey, we appreciate you.
Honored to meet you, man.
Yeah, send our love to A-Trap and Wilkes as well, man.
Yeah, definitely. Appreciate you.
All right, man.
Oh, Lord.
That's been Soto the Third, the owner, the manipulator, the operator of the BS3 network.
I told myself I was going to...
Sorry, Victor. Go ahead, man.
No, it's okay. I told myself I was going to stay on it and watch some of the rest of the draft up until the Cowboys pick. And then I saw Mozzie, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to bed now. There's no point in watching anymore.
And now we are joined as well by Sig Diggy, all the way from
Norway. What's up, Sig?
Sig Diggy. Stay off the weed.
I don't know what Gerard
I'm
was.
sorry.
It certainly was not weed.
Just fucking with y'all. I'm just messing with y'all. Just messing with y'all. No, it's like when you puff that really good shit, but it hits you real hard.
I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Stephen A. Smith.
No.
Stay
Really?
off the weed.
Wait. Really?
I'm pretty sure Slick has a better hairline than Stephen A. Smith.
Well, pretty much, even though I'm losing my
Yeah.
hair, but that's another subject for another time. Anyway, I just want to say I got a special gift for.
Oh, no.
We gotta cut them.
No,
We gotta cut them.
No.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead.
No, all right.
No.
No, it's not a cut them thing. Sorry, my mistake. I just want to say, first of all, Amber Alert!
Oh, Lord.
Ben Simmons was last seen in a nightclub in Houston, Texas.
Oh, geez.
Hold on. Wait for it. He was talking to a certain young lady. You know, he was spitting mad game. He was about to bag her up.
Right.
Until she got snatched by one Ime Udoka. And I ain't lying, folks. This looked like something out of the Jerk Out video about Morris Day at the time. Like when Morris Day snatched that chick from Quincy Jones. He snatched her up, walked out the place, right past James Harden, who's looking like, what the hell?
He said right past James Harden.
Out the door, right past. Out
Team
the
Udoka was
door,
happy.
right past James Harden. And James Harden was making a fool of himself because he was trying to holler at.
Did Ime Udoka have a suit on? That's what I want to know. Did Ime Udoka have a suit on?
He probably had a
not only
hazmat
did he have
suit
a
on.
suit. Oh, he had a suit on. He had a suit on indeed.
A hazmat suit.
Hazmat. Oh my gosh.
But the thing was for James Harden, which is a side note here, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh.
When he was walking past, when Ime was walking past, and he looked at him for a minute, like, "What the hell?" But all the while, Harden was trying to spit game to one Erykah Badu, but she couldn't understand half the things he was saying because first of all, it was loud, and plus she couldn't lip read so well because his bushy mouth. So she pulled out an afro pick. She had to pick his beard. She still had to pick his beard. Had to part the mustache.
You better be lucky that she didn't pull out a lighter and then lit the thing and mistake it for incense.
Yeah, that too.
Lord
But she was
have
trying to
mercy.
look at it. She's trying to lip read him, but realized, man, this fool got some crooked ass teeth, and walked the hell out herself.
And I'm sure before she walked out of the strip club, she walked by a guy who looked like Teddy Pendergrass.
You for real?
But that wasn't the worst of it.
Wait a minute.
Oh Lord.
No,
That wasn't the worst of it.
What was the worst of it? What happened?
Ben Simmons was still.
Please.
Ben Simmons was left dumbfounded at the whole situation. That when he turned to his left, and lo and behold, you had Morris Day in the Time just look at him going.
Wow.
Understand?
That
Ain't
is-
nobody bad like me, and you need to get back on the milk carton, fool.
Now that is an epic Amber Alert. That's an epic Amber Alert.
It's crazy.
I got. Listen,
I agree.
This is where I finally get a chance to tease Hawk TV, considering a certain game that's on tonight, and I'll let Cole do the reading for this one. I'm just going to push the button, and then you got this.
Yes, LeBron, it is you. It's always been you. It's you now. It'll always be you.
Why you look? He got to go to the corner. Hilly just got scolded by his mom and said, "Go to the corner."
Victor, you went to a Catholic school like I in your youth. If you're late by even a minute, you're late. Go stand in a corner.
Yep. A good 10, 15 minutes, too.
I went to Catholic school?
Yes, I did.
I did.
Thankfully for me, never had that experience. Although my father did attend a Catholic boarding school when he was younger. That's another story for another time.
And in 4 words, I rest my case. While we await the arrival of one Chris Bass. Oh my gosh. Have we calmed down yet?
I
No.
appreciate
Okay.
that. And fly to you as well, sir. And I love that aid that you gave us.
That's Tom O'Boyle, the man in charge of CSTV based out of Reno, joining us.
Yeah, he's a Phillies fan. I mean, he's a Philly fan. He's
Now
a Phillies fan,
now that Hawk TV is up with us, I can't.
You know,
this
baby.
coffee with McCarthy is sponsored
You know
by
what?
Steph
You know what
Curry
I'm hearing?
Cognac.
Hey, look like LeBron, baby, the champ. The champ is here. The all-time leader scoring champ, baby. He's here.
Oh, Lord.
You know what? This is the button I wanted to push.
The champ is here.
So I had a conversation with a bronzexual who happens to be up on the panel.
Hold on, man.
Oh, no.
I did it as a joke only.
First of all,
I did that as a joke only.
Snowman, you got to do it again. Snowman, you got to do it again.
I have to do it again? No, I don't. I don't want to do it again.
I'll tell you why. I got to voice him again.
All right, fine. Go ahead.
All right. So I had a conversation with a
bronzexual. They're going to lose in 7. You can't tell me that. Why you be hating, man?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
What is your name? I told you. It doesn't matter what your name is.
Those Lakers are not. The Lakers all right, they're closing it out at crypto tonight, y'all. They're closing it out.
Every time
Wait. So you said they're closing on the crypto, huh? Hawk TV.
No, it's going to Sunday.
No.
You mean how Denver did it?
No. They're closing
Like
on
4 days ago?
Okay.
Bitch, please.
Thank you.
Every time I see the conversation with the bronsexuals, that man looks like the one word in his vocabulary is "what you mean," not "what do you mean," but "what you mean."
What you mean?
What you mean? What you mean?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Now we're really gonna go off the rails.
Oh yes.
You
Oh,
haven't been off the rails yet?
It is.
Oh no,
it is
hold on.
time for Cole to do one thing.
That's right.
Push the button.
And now, the transporter to Hades, the reformer of hooker whores, and the bronze god, the one, the only, the legendary Chris Bay.
Here he is. Chris Bass joins us as he
of
does.
hour number 2 on a Friday.
Good morning, Bass.
Good morning.
Wonderful to have you as always.
The Dark Knight himself.
Oh, there you go. You recognize, man. Gotta have the signal.
Is acknowledge him.
Exactly.
All we acknowledge fully.
Well,
Yes,
first of all, good morning. First of all, good morning to Rain Man. I feel like it's all like Black Romper Room for me, so I gotta do it. So, good morning to Rain Man, and good morning to the Mad Scientist. I'm going in the order that I see. So, good morning to Cool Breeze. Then, of course, good morning to Wise All, and good morning to everybody in the chat room, and a hearty good morning, boom shakalaka to all.
Boom shakalaka to you too, Mr. Bass.
Oh, Lord. All right. As if we haven't been off the rails already, what you got for us, Bass?
I don't know. Okay, to be associated with off the rails is kind of bothers my soul, because when Cole presses the button, as Brian would say, there's this train. It's like death and destruction. And I don't know when we associated with that. That kind of bothers my soul, man.
But
okay, off the rails. That's you can't survive an off the rails situation, but that looks like somebody didn't make it when you watched that video footage.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. No, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Now, forgive me not knowing the brother. You got your mic black. I don't know who the hell you are. It's like you're in the broadcast of witness protection. You're gonna bring up that poor bastard.
Bass had come to terms with that too.
Thank you. Thank you, Bass. That was the perfect reaction.
It could have been worse.
Reaction.
I'm sorry. What'd you say? Wise All?
You had come to the realization that's who he is. You're like, listen, if the brother wants to keep a mic in front of his face,
exactly.
Who am I?
Wants to keep a popcorn in front of his face? That's just him.
Exactly. His mama called him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. So it just
not the
is what
Floyd
it
Patterson. Not Floyd Patterson.
If he wants to hide behind a microphone, then God bless his ministries.
Okay.
I still believe he owes somebody money, but that's just my take on the whole thing.
Why ministries? Oh my gosh.
Hey,
this is your fault, Cole.
My fault?
Yes.
I'm not the one who puts a popcorn in front of his face, and it's my fault?
Yes.
It's true.
Is that what it's called?
You're the mad scientist.
Yeah,
well,
but
actually, you know what?
He don't control that playmaker just puts it in his face. Like,
right.
Yeah. That's Playmaker who's in the broadcast protection witness program.
All right. That's him.
It was
Playmakers
funny
is the
'cause
broadcasting with your
when I-
protection
When I
program. That's
had
him.
Playmaker on the show Monday, and I had the thumbnail as a picture of Playmaker. You see his face and all that, and later on I talked to Pop. He's like, "Yo, why the hell he has a mic covering his face?"
Right. That's what Poppy said. That's what Poppy said.
Oh my Lord!
I said that's his thing. That's his niche. That's his lane. I said that's what he does. He's like,
I think everyone's had that question at least once in their life. It's like, why is there a mic stand in front of his face?
Oh my gosh!
Well,
he's like a regular fan of the opera. You never see his face.
And with what Bass said to him, folks, that happened live on the air on a Friday. It was a rare Friday that Playmaker had a chance to join us.
That was a game and a half.
Bass was going through greeting everybody, and then he gets to Playmaker and he says that.
Can you blame him?
Oh no, we don't.
No,
exactly.
No.
That's why that's why it became Playmaker's intro.
Yeah. Code name, the Playmaker.
Super hacker extraordinaire, the Playmaker.
Yes. What you got for us this week, Bass?
Well, I'll tell you something. I am enjoying watching the NBA playoffs. Shout out to Jimmy Butler.
He's been balling.
He's going out of control. And when you look at the individual prowess of these players, when it comes down to game time, post the regular season, that's where you see real chess being played. And he is definitely
that's true.
The chess player, set, check and match. What he has done in this offseason should really be to take note that's when you step it up. And there's nothing wrong with the regular season, because regular season gets you to where you are. But the first play-in team to get this far is magnanimous.
Them.
And I'm still salty because he used to play for the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, I'd be salty too.
Yes, I'm salty. No lemon pepper. It gets to a point where when you look at these players who have passed this way here in Chicago, had they had the right management style, had they had the right backing from the upper people, of course, in the staff of the Chicago Bulls organization, you could have built a good nucleus just around Jimmy Butler alone, had you played your cards right. But unfortunately, we continue to suffer in that era. So for someone who used to watch him from the Bulls to Minnesota to everywhere else to where he is now, man, just bad props. Fantastic performance and continuing to do so.
Indeed. I mean,
go ahead.
An injury ruined Derrick Rose, and management decided to shove him out the door.
Yeah. I mean, the city shoved him out the door first.
Yeah.
Think about it. So a lot of Chicagoans turned their back to Derrick.
That I find crazy.
In 2012.
Victor, that is what I find crazy. I'm like, this is hometown. That's a hometown.
I'm sorry.
guy.
I mean, cut you off.
Why would you?
Please, excuse. I'm sorry. Who was the other voice?
It's Victor.
That is Victor Locke, aka Victor Locke.
Oh, God damn it! Look, I would talk to Victor and you. Victor, what's up, man? How you doing?
How you doing? Mr. Booth, how
I
are
know
you?
that was your black ass.
Once again,
Why
can you
why
blame
you tell
Mr.
me these
Bates?
things?
No.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that part. No, I did not know that Victor Locke was going to be on the show. Somebody should. I would have took a bath. Jesus, you gotta tell me.
Hey, we've been like
things.
Red Fox. You gotta wash your.
I'm
right,
sorry.
absolutely.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sig Dicky and Victor Locke are along with us as well.
Oh yeah, how you doing, sir?
Good to hear from you, Doc. Good to hear from you.
It's good to hear from you as well, Mr. Bass. It has been quite a while.
It has been.
But to get back to your statement, Victor,
the Salt Bastard holiday party at PSI Radio was when I connected these two, and Victor couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. But to get back to your point, Victor, that is what surprised me the most about Derrick Rose. I'm like, this is a hometown product. Why would you turn your back so hard and so fast on him? Just because of an injury?
Because today's Bulls fans are fickle. They're absolutely fickle. I've had the wonderful chance to see Derrick Rose play since his sophomore year at Simeon Academy.
We both did.
And Victor's ridden shotgun with me for quite a few of the games, including, I don't know, a couple at the United Center, which he would call home for 5 years. And just because of an injury that took a year and a half to fully heal from, and bad advice from a family member, the fans turned their back on him. They're fickle. That's all I have to say. They're fickle.
I have a question for Snowman.
Yes.
Regarding Derrick Rose's injury, what exactly was it?
ACL and then meniscus, right? I think he
left or right?
ACL one time, and then his meniscus was the clincher for his career in Chicago.
Yeah. It was just a horrendous injury.
So unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
unfortunate.
it occurred against Philadelphia in the 2012
first
playoffs.
round.
What happened to him
2012,
afterwards is my question.
Game 1 of the first round in 2012.
Yep. And they wound up losing that in 6 games.
Yeah.
My question is, did he ever regain his game after he left Chicago?
No.
Oh no, not even close. Not even close.
Not even close. Because of that injury ruined him basically.
Because he was explosive. He was he had a first step that was just
off the charts.
Yeah.
He had
Yeah. People thought Allen Iverson had an explosive first step.
Derrick Rose had that beat, and Allen Iverson had a wonderful first step.
He had some flashes here and there. Like he did have that 50-point game in Minnesota, but as far as like consistently, was he back? No,
not a chance.
He didn't even change his game up afterwards, right? Because like when you come back from like a ACL and things like that, you got to change up your game and everything because you can't be the same explosive guy like you used to, unless you're able to recover 100% or something like that. But even then,
yeah.
I mean, knee injuries, especially. I mean, whether it's like you tear your ACL, your PCL, meniscus, dislocated kneecap, fractured kneecap, rupture, like
And then there's the hatred coming the way of one Kawhi Leonard because he played part of the series against Phoenix, I believe, with a torn meniscus. You know, and the hatred that's coming his way. When you have injuries like that, they're hard to bounce back from. Now, granted, this has been Kawhi's thing since he left Toronto, but I acquiesce to Cole for that one because he did a better job talking about that than I did.
I just want to say one quick thing.
Yes.
Right.
The Negro Knight himself had the audacity to tell a man that he needs to retire from professional sports, but he has not retired. That hairline has pushed back 3 inches in the last week.
Are you talking about what he went on Kawhi Leonard?
Yes.
You got the nerve.
Go ahead, Bass.
No, I co-sign with Cool Breeze when it comes down to Negro Knight. He is definitely the Jeffersons in season 5.
Not even down to the season, man.
He said season 5.
Down to the season.
He's Deacon Ernest Fry from Amen up in here trying to talk.
Agreed.
Amen. Amen and ain't women.
Amen and ain't women. Oh Lord.
Only thing I can say about that, what's the scary part is imagine if Stephen A started shaving it all off. Then you realize, no, if he shaved it all off, because if you wanted he could be one of those guys whose head's shaped a certain way that he needs to have that hair like that. Because if he shaves it off, it looks even worse.
Well, then go get a piece. Then go get a piece. Okay, go get the man thing that they be doing.
You want to see that ugly fool wear
lace front? No. First of all, I don't want to see nobody for no lace fronts. Look at LeBron.
He would look like that Dave Chappelle character.
Which one?
The anchor on TV. Anchor on TV, Dave Chappelle character.
Oh, the white anchor dude. Yeah, the white anchorman.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No.
I mean, what's scarier, a lace front beard or a lace front, hairpiece? Because when I heard about lace front beards, my mind just like, wait, what?
If your head is badly shaped,
I'm like Bass. I'm flat out bald, and I love it. I'm good.
Exactly.
What Stephen A. Smith is doing, the Negro Knight himself, we can't allow that to continue to happen. He has to make it. He has to draw a line in the sand
I
and either
can't.
push that thing back out or let it all go. We cannot continue to see back. How far are you gonna push it back?
Maybe Stephen A. Smith has a kinship to Susan Taylor. You remember Susan Taylor, the Essence CEO?
Essence, yeah. Not give her a free pass. No, I give her. Look, her and Stevie Wonder, and whoever is Stevie Wonder's hairdresser, he or she needs to be shot in the kneecaps.
That's on
You
him. That's
cannot,
on him.
you cannot let that man. Stevie Wonder is a national treasure. You cannot let blind ass Stevie Wonder get out there and his braids are going back to his back of his skull. Here.
Yeah, and he's looking for his whereabouts on that one. He's asking about the whereabouts of his hairline now.
He's bald except for the braid.
Except for the tail.
Trying to find his whereabouts.
He's bald except for the tail. If you want to call it that.
Happy birthday to your wife, Heart TV.
Oh,
wonderful
happy
day
birthday,
to celebrate.
Mrs. Hawk.
Wonderful day to celebrate.
Happy birthday to your wife, Hawk. But
happy birthday.
You know,
happy birthday.
Bass is talking to us about which hairdresser should be shot, and he mentioned the one for Stevie Wonder. Oh my gosh. He said shot in the kneecaps.
Yeah.
Why?
Now
wait a minute. Oh Lord.
Go ahead, Bass.
2 for 1, a double
let
feature,
me-
huh? Wow.
Exactly. There you go, Cole. You know me so well. So let me break this down as far as we talk about sports personalities, quotation marks around sports personalities. So, of course, Undisputed on Fox 1 with Shay Shay and Skip Clueless. So every Friday, Skip Bayless wears this black ensemble suit with a gold chain. Pimps should be insulted from coast to coast. If you are a pimp and your pimp hand is strong, you should be insulted by the way Skip Bayless is wearing your outfit.
That's Skip Dripless, yes. That's his alter ego. Skip Dripless.
That needs to go back to hell immediately.
That is the chain he got from Lil Wayne.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that gives some street cred. Gotcha.
Right.
And then you got Shay Shay. Little Shay Shay.
Right.
With the cinnamon wings.
But that's a horrible name. I'm sorry. I would not even. No, the only way I can give him a free pass on Shay Shay if his mama gave him that name as a nickname.
Mm-hmm.
If your mama gave you that, then you can't go wrong with mama. So if mama calling you Shay Shay coming up, I give you that. But if
He grew up
or grandma.
If I'm not mistaken, he grew up. I think he grew up with his grandmother. So
yeah, or his grandparents. So if his big mama gave it to him, yeah.
I stand corrected. If it was Big Mama that gave him his name Shay Shay, there's nothing wrong with that. That's love. But if you as a grown man call yourself Shay Shay, God bless your ministries again.
God bless your ministries, Lord.
Yes, sir.
Again,
that is Chris. That's Chris Bass's way of saying bless your heart.
Like they say in the South.
I endorse those comments 1,000%.
You know what? I just realized something. Chris Bass now is the right spokesman for Stone City barbecue sauce. If you remember that ad I put up earlier.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, can we remove certain personalities from sportscasting? Because I think I'll make Wise happy when I say I want to throw Jason Whitlis away in terms of sportscasting.
Why you even do this, Vic? Why?
Wait, hold on a second.
Come on.
Vic,
man. Like,
Vic.
Like, you breathing life into this dude. Don't talk him up, man.
No, Vic, you're gonna probably need a forklift, a bulldozer, or a trebuchet. You know, like them old. You know what a trebuchet is, right?
Yes, I do. I know exactly what that is.
Yeah. Shouts out to all of us who grew up playing Age of Empires. You're gonna need one of those just to fling him out of here.
Jason.
Now,
Why Jason Whitlock?
Who would you like? Which sportscasters would you like to send back to hell? Thank you. That too. Bass, which sportscasters would you like to send back to hell? I can't wait to hear this list.
Well, the top two would obviously be Jason Whitlock and Joe Buck.
Yeah.
I forgot how much Bass does not like Joe Buck.
He does not like Joe
Fair
Buck
enough.
at all.
Fair enough.
And neither do I. I cannot stand Joe Buck. Oh my goodness.
I loved his father, Jack. Jack was great.
Jack was the truth.
Jack was awesome.
Jack
fantastic.
Buck was great. Or his full name, John Francis Buck, was great. Jack Buck was great. Joe, however, no.
I don't think I've really watched anything of Joe Buck's. It was by complete accident.
Not a complete accident.
You tuned him out because he sucks. He is
Okay,
trash.
that could be it too. That could be it too. He could be just weapons grade trash, and I don't know. I don't know him.
Now, the way you guys kind of describe this person, the way you guys describe this person. Sorry, Snowman, but excuse me. The way you guys describe this person, it reminds me of an old Korean proverb. They say, "Tiger father, dog son." If you know what I mean by that.
Yes. Now let's let
it
Bass
almost
do his
it
thing.
almost sounds like an analogy. Gotcha.
Let's
Exactly, it is an analogy.
Let's let Bass do his thing and send these guys back to Hades. Bass, take it. It's all yours.
The two people I mentioned are not even worthy of the words that I usually have for people to go back to hell. I'll just keep it simple. Take your yeses back to hell. That's it. They don't deserve the ceremony. They don't.
That's probably the most powerful incantation I've heard in a while.
Not they don't deserve a ceremony.
No, they don't.
They don't even get the ceremony. They just
listen. We don't need to breathe life into their existence. Just
go.
Jason Whitlock is a moron. We already know this.
We need that for Bizarro Wise to do.
He's up for effing moron of the year.
He's up for moron of the decade.
Know that.
Do we? Hey, Bass, do we?
Is he the lead nominee?
Do we include Joe Buck as a Do we include Joe Buck as a nominee for Moron of the Year? Do we include Joe Buck in that?
Well, I don't see. That's the thing is, Joe Buck hasn't done nothing stupid recently. I'm talking about from a recent time frame. They have done something real stupid like
within the calendar year. Yeah.
It has to be recent. Joe Buck.
Do we throw Negro Night on the list?
Now hold on, I gotta yield to Rainman on this because again he eats, sleeps, and passes gas sports. So I gotta yield to him on this one. So Rainman, what was the name? What was the name of the interview show? Now, I think it was on Fox or one of the networks. It started off with Dan Patrick, and then Joe Buck became the host. Don't tell me I stumped.
Well, I don't know because I don't like Joe Buck.
Okay, but before it was Dan Patrick.
Before
it was a one-on-one show. It was Dan Patrick hosting Sports Figures, and then Dan Patrick left, and then Joe Buck took his place.
I remember seeing
was it
Mark this date down? Hold on, man.
Undeniable.
Me could have stumped the Rain Man.
Was it undeniable?
Who said
it was undeniable?
Okay, you said that. Damn it. Okay, all right. Well, there you go. Okay,
Let me look it up.
I was getting ready to say.
I'm looking it up right now. I'm looking it up.
Look it up. Yeah, look it up. Thank you very much.
What's the name of the individual?
I think it was I want to say it was undeniable.
No, the other person. What's the other person's name?
Dan Patrick. First Dan Patrick, then Joe Puck.
Joe Puck. You're right.
Yeah,
Joe Puck.
Joe
Chris. Okay, Dan Patrick, the sportscaster. All right, look at. It was called the Dan Patrick Show. Football.
No, not that one.
It's gotta be undeniable.
I will probably go along with that.
Football Night in America. Hang on a second.
Well, we only got a couple minutes left. I think it was. I think it was undeniable.
Okay, let's go with that for the sake of this discussion.
All right.
So undeniable. You look at the talent pool between the two men. Dan Patrick, who really is hands down one of the best to ever do it, and still continues to do it. And you could tell the preparedness that he would have for his guest. A natural, as everybody on this panel who has interviewed people, you have to make your guests feel comfortable. And that goes back to the host, him or herself. And when
Yes.
they're able to do that, you really get a good interview from that person that's sitting across from you or through social media, technology, whatever. Joe Buck, when he became the second host of that program, it looked as though, to me, from time to time, he made it about himself. And that you should not do as a host.
He did.
Oh yeah,
He
not
did.
not an interview platform. Never.
No, of course not.
Never that. Never that.
No, not at all.
Let
And
me
so
see.
when you're able to have that ability, when I was teaching, some of the best interviewers are just fantastic at what they do. Howard Stern, to me, is probably one of the best to ever do it.
Yes.
You ever check out Howard Stern's interviews, despite how you feel about his past or what he's doing now, his interview skill should be textbook 101.
Yeah.
The
Agreed.
ability to, again, pull the information out of your guest, especially when your guest, he or she says, I've never said it before in public. That's when you know you're onto something. It made them feel that comfortable. So him, Dan Patrick, and others I can't name at this time, that they were just, when you watch them and hear them work, you know you're in the presence of greatness. When you're in the presence of a Joe Buck, I would like to throw up.
And that is Chris Bass, as he joins us every single Friday, sending sportscasters back to Hades, where they belong. And additional thought from Ryan McCoffey before we wrap up, Spiro Adidas needs to go back too. I actually agree with that.
If Boring Sportscaster had a picture of the dictionary, it'd be him. Wow.
Yes.
Ouch.
And Ryan says yes, it is undeniable.
Yep.
And Joe Buck's voice sucks.
It sucks and it swallows. Yes, it does. You're absolutely right, Cool Breeze.
I'm looking at his mug right now, and I'm like, would you blame me?
He just makes you want to punch him.
Not my case. I'm just thinking about, I just want to grab a Louisville Slugger and think, okay, where should I start?
So basically, you're saying that Joe Buck is a vacuum cleaner, since he sucks and blows at the same time. Gotcha.
Then you remember Mega Maid from Spaceballs?
Yeah, he's Dyson. He's Dyson. Yeah,
he gone good.
Joe Buck is considered now biohazard trash. Got it.
Thank you, Bass. And thanks to everybody in the chat so much. Thank you, Bass, so much. We love you. Thanks for coming on as always.
Thank you, Chris.
Man, thank you
I'm gonna
guys.
check y'all later
love you.
today, big dog.
Oh man, thank you so much. Love you more. Have a fantastic weekend to one and all. Take care. Thank you so much.
I might have a present for you before your baseline show later on today.
Oh
He's
man,
cooking.
I like cool presents.
I hope I get to be out here with Bass again, because it was fun.
Man,
Actually, I had something to ask to Joe. I wanted to ask something to Cole. Actually.
Oh, hold on.
He's gonna be cooking.
Hold that thought.
Well, we're gonna have to wrap it up because folks at CSTV just gave me a cue, so we're gonna go.
And now, the transporter to Hades, the reformer of hooker whores, and the bronze god, the one, the only, the legendary Chris Bay.
We're out of here. God bless y'all. Happy birthday, Cole. We'll see you Monday. We're out.
Peace.
Take care, guys.
Ain't trash.